My name is Ava Mitchell, and for the longest time, I believed life only rewards perfection. Straight A's, flawless performance, a smile that hides every crack. That was me, the girl who always had it together, until the day everything fell apart. Chapter 1: The Fall. I was in my final year of university, top of my class, loved by professors, admired by juniors. Everyone thought I had my future mapped out. A scholarship abroad, a corporate job waiting, and parents who couldn't stop bragging about me. But one exam changed everything. A single mistake in a final year project, a file that didn't upload properly before the deadline, cost me my entire grade. I failed. When the results came out, I stared at my screen for hours, hoping it was a glitch. But no, my name, Ava Mitchell, stood right there next to the word failed. The whispers started. She was supposed to be the topper. What happened to her? Guess she's not that perfect after all. I stopped going out. I avoided friends. Even the sound of a notification made me anxious. Because deep down I wasn't just scared of failing, I was terrified of being seen as a failure. Chapter 2: The Silence. Days turned into weeks. I stayed in my room, curtains closed, staring at the ceiling. My dreams: studying abroad, working for a big company, making my parents proud, felt like broken glass I couldn't touch. One evening, my mother came in quietly and placed a cup of tea on my desk. She didn't say anything, just looked at me with tired eyes. Then she said softly, "Ava, life never promised you it would be easy, but it did give you the power to stand up again. Take one step, that's all." One step. It sounded too simple, too small. But that night, I couldn't sleep. Her words kept echoing, take one step. Chapter 3: The First Step. The next morning, I did something I hadn't done in months. I opened my laptop. Not for grades, not for social media, just to write. Writing had always been my escape. So I wrote an article about failure, about how it feels to lose everything you thought defined you. I didn't expect anyone to read it. But the next day, it went viral on a student forum. Hundreds of people commented, "Thank you for writing this. I thought I was the only one. You gave me hope." For the first time, I realized my failure wasn't the end, it was a beginning. That one step of courage to write, to speak, to share had changed something. Chapter 4: Journey Back. Over the next few months, I started rebuilding my life slowly, painfully, but with purpose. I applied for internships even though most rejected me at first. I volunteered at a local lingo teaching underprivileged kids English. Every morning I woke up with one goal: just take one step today. Some days that step was as small as leaving my room. Some days it was applying for another opportunity. And sometimes it was just getting through the day without giving up. It wasn't easy. People still whispered. Some laughed. But I didn't care anymore because I had learned something powerful. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step. Chapter 5: The Breakthrough. A year later, one of my articles, The Power of One Step, was published in a youth magazine. It became the most read piece of the month. Soon, I was invited to speak at a university seminar about resilience and failure. Standing on that stage, looking at hundreds of faces, I felt the same girl inside me, scared, uncertain, but now stronger. I said to them, "You don't have to be fearless to change your life. You just have to move even when you're scared. One step, that's how everything begins." When I finished, the entire hall stood up and clapped. I felt tears sting my eyes, not because I had succeeded, but because I had survived. Chapter 6: The Lesson. Now, years later, whenever I face something that seems impossible, a new project, a new challenge, I remember that version of myself sitting in a dark room, afraid of the world. And I whisper to her, "You did it. You took that one step." Because that's the truth about life. It's not about how fast you run or how high you climb. It's about the courage to move forward when standing still feels easier. Sometimes hope doesn't come in big moments. It comes quietly, like a mother's words, a single breath, a first step. Epilogue: The Power of One Step. If you're reading this and you feel stuck, broken, or lost, remember this. You don't have to change everything today. You don't have to fix your entire life in one night. Just take one step. Write one line. Apply for one job. Say one prayer. Get out of bed one more time. Because that's where transformation begins. That's where your strength is waiting. The power to change your life isn't in a perfect plan. It's in the power of one step.